This information will shock you. What is happening here inside the United Kingdom with the migrant crisis?
The migrant crisis, we're losing our culture, losing our identity, we're being replaced. We feel like, we're becoming minorities in most major cities. We're being driven out of our own country, driven out of our own towns. So people are uncomfortable with it, but people have been scared into silence from even having these discussions due to the fear of being branded a racist, losing your job, cancel culture. All these things prevent the public from telling the truth. I come from a town that's 30 miles north of London. When I was born in 1982, there was one mosque, there's now 45. Yeah, and 50% of the town is Pakistani Muslim. So I see the difference. I see the problems from hostility, the culture, the aggression, Islamic domination, all these things. So I've spoke about it, but 15 years ago people didn't want to listen.
And where are the migrants coming from?
Everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So Afghanistan, Somalia, Eritrea, Pakistan, Iraq, Syria, they all say now they're Iranian. They all have their one to say that they can try and get in. But when we say migrants, they say asylum seekers. They're not asylum seekers. They've gone through 16 safe countries. They're safe in France. France isn't at war.
And why do they come here to the United Kingdom?
Because they get a free house. They get given priority above us. They get everything above us. So British people, you can go into this town centre, you'll find English people sleeping rough, homeless on the street. You go to a hotel and you'll see it full of 100 Pakistani men who are getting free phone credit, getting given money every week, and then in a few years they'll bring all their families over as well.
So in the United States, the same thing is happening as well. They're bringing the migrants over, but our border is different. It's a land, and they cross over the United States-Mexico border, and then they get put into hotels, and they get free healthcare, they get free phones, they get free everything.
It's not a mistake. None of this is a mistake. None of it. Your borders didn't open at the same time as our borders. Every border in Europe opened at the same time. 8 million people come through yours. They talk about them, literally, they took out Gaddafi. They opened up the floodgates to Europe by taking him out. And the migrants literally go 20 metres off the coast of Libya and they get picked up by NGOs, which are funded by the German government, and then they get brought into Europe. And as they're brought into Europe, they come into our communities. They break down our communities. We're weakened, so and part of it is we're all looking and arguing with each other whilst they're eroding our rights and our freedoms, all of our rights and freedoms. So it lowers the wage, which they like as well.
And so they're literally able to come through on boats here into London or here into the United Kingdom, and they're let here and they're let into society?
Not just boats, they come through on student visas, they come through so many. We let last year 1.2 million legal migrants.
1.2 million?
1.2 million legal migrants.
And this isn't a very big land, like the United Kingdom is pretty small.
Pretty small, 6 million people.
60
million, we let in 1.2 million last year. And there's a housing crisis and prices are going through the roof and no one can get a property. Young English people can't get on the property ladder, can't get a dentist appointment. People are pulling their own teeth out because they can't get a dentist appointment. So your family have paid into a system for generations after generations after generation. You've lived in the same family, your family have died to save and protect this country, and then you're put second rate and they're flooding the country, you're paying for it, you're struggling, you can't get a dentist appointment. There's so many problems, you can't even get your kid in a local school because they're all full of all the young Muslim kids that are getting brought in.
So would you say that the English people here in the United Kingdom are being replaced by the migrants?
Not just English people. Every one of our countries we're being replaced. The whole of Europe, like people talk about the Great Replacement, yeah? And well, like we're saying, they're replacing us. There's a 177-page document from the United Nations on their plan to do this. This is planned, yeah?
And what benefits do the migrants get here once they arrive to the United Kingdom?
They get everything. They get houses. They get 3 meals a day. They get money. When I say they get 3 meals a day, you have got English old age pensioners who can't afford to turn their heating on. These lot are staying in 4-star hotels. You've got English people who are dying, starving, all these different things, living in poverty. And you've got hotels full. I'd say now this country, it's 1,000 years of English history here, 1,000 years. And within 2 or 3 generations, they've absolutely destroyed this nation. And they're giving it away.
Wow. In the United States, we have migrants from all around the world, but mainly Central, South America. We get a few from Middle East. What countries are coming in to Europe?
So your migration, I always look to your migration when people moan about Mexicans and think you have no idea, yeah? When you get Middle Eastern, when you get Pakistani, when you get Syrian, when you get Somalian, you are going to have a shock, America, yeah? Because you think there's a problem from the Mexicans. You have no idea. The hostility, the rapes. You know the biggest problem in this country is they've literally, an invading army's coming to this country and raping their way through it. They're raping their way through it. Our daughters are being raped. 2.5% of this country is Muslim men, 2.5%. They're responsible for 90% of the convictions of groups of men that rape young children. And 30% of the men convicted are called Mohammed. Like, it doesn't work. And it's like mixing oil and water. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. Yeah, they're reliant on the state. They're not working. They're all on benefits. And these problems, as soon as you try and talk about these problems or highlight these problems, as an Englishman, or especially as a straight white male, they come down you like a ton of bricks. And the government, because these are all down to government failures in policy. Yeah, so they don't want you talking about the problems or addressing the problems and warning about the problems of what open border mass immigration bring, especially from Islamic nations.
Would you say people are scared to walk around these streets here with all the migrants that are coming in?
Yeah, there's no-go areas across this country where women would be scared. I'll tell you what, go dress a young girl up and walk her through the town. Go dress a young girl up, an attractive girl, and tell her to walk through the Muslim area. See what happens. See what happens. Well, they're our daughters and they're our towns, yeah? And you've imported these people in, and you've took away the safety of the thing that we hold most precious to us, our families, yeah? And then when we try and talk about it, you want to silence us down. So we've been made to feel ashamed of being British, and all cultures are equal, which they're not, yeah? We are a superior culture. We should celebrate it. Being born English is like winning the lottery of life, yeah? We're the best country in the world, the best nation in the world, and we want to celebrate it.
Do you think the presidents of all these countries are in on this together, and do you think Donald Trump is going to interrupt this establishment that they're trying to create?
I don't think they are. We know they are. We know they are. There's an agenda. Now, I think Donald Trump, the reason why they've just tried to him was because he's going to get in the way. He's going to get in the way of what they do. They want war. They want the war in Ukraine. They don't care that 500,000 Ukrainian men have been killed. They do not care. Yeah, it's money, it's profit. Okay, and I think that if Donald Trump gets elected, we'll have peace again. Certainly bring back peace.
Tomorrow is the rally. It's going to be the biggest rally that...
It's going to be the largest gathering of patriots that Britain's ever seen. And that is a historic day and a historic moment, because people don't come out in support or celebration of their country. They've been dumbed down and made not to feel not to. So we're going to send the establishment, who will be watching tomorrow, we're going to send them a very powerful message that we're not sitting by silently while you replace us. We're not sitting by silently while you keep the borders open and you destroy our security, our stability, and the future of our children's for our children.
What can we expect to